Hello guys, welcome back to part 6 of making a procedural dungeon generator. In this part we are going to do just two things. So the first thing that we are going to do, we are just going to implement the spawning coins and the treasure chests inside our dungeon whenever we spawn it. And the second thing that we are going to do, we are going to actually implement the special room logic inside our procedural dungeon generator. Okay, so let's begin with the first one that I have mentioned. Basically, we need to. I'm actually going to close all of these files that are opened. So something like this. So let me just close it. Because I don't want to get confused, so let me just close it. And now we need to open room base, our room base that that we have created. So basically, a parent room of a parent class of all of our rooms. Okay, so let's go to basically room base.header, and here we need to create a new folder. So we are going to create a new folder that will be for our floor spawn points. That is approach that we are going to use. So basically we are going to we are going to implement basically arrow components inside our inside every each of our rooms, okay, and we are going to use those arrow components as our floor spawn points, okay, for our coins and treasure chests, okay. So let me just rename this folder to be something like floor spawn points, okay. So now we need to go to our roombase.cpp, and basically we need to do the same process like we did for all the other folders, okay. So we need to create default sub object, and we are going to name it exactly the same as we named our variable. So basically floor spawn points. And by the way, you can name it something other that you want. You can give it a name that you want, okay, so that's on you. And the next thing that we need to do, we actually need to attach that folder to be a child component of our default scene root, okay. So we need to search for function that is called setup attachment, and we are going, like I said, we are going to attach it to our default scene root. And now actually I think that yeah, basically that's what I'm going to do. I'm just going to basically compile my code and run Unreal Engine, because I want to show you what we have did here. So let's launch our Unreal Engine. So we have basically in our parent class for our rooms, we have created a folder that is going to all the child classes that are going to inherit from that parent class, okay. So for example, if I open my content drawer and go to my pdg_files folder, if I basically open this bp_dungeon1 and open full blueprint editor, you will see that we will have this folder right here. This is actually a scene component, but I'm just calling it folder because inside that we can store the child components, and later throughout our get children components function we can get all the children components from that scene component, or basically folder. Okay, so we are basically getting that floor spawn points folder throughout our rb_dungeon room 1 class, because that rb_dungeon room 1 class is a child class of our room base, and basically that's a way and that's why we are basically why we have here our floor spawn points scene component, okay. So basically the next thing that we need to do, we need to create all of those components, arrow component that are going to represent each spawn point inside each of our room class. Okay, so let me just close Unreal Engine, and for example we're going to start with our dungeon 1. So here in the .header file of our dungeon 1, I'm just going to declare a new variable that is going to be an arrow component, and I'm just going to copy this declaration right here. I'm just going to change the name to be something like, I don't know, maybe spawn underscore point underscore 1, okay? And the way that I'm going to do this is basically I'm just going to create 6 spawn point for each of our room, except our dungeon room 5, because this is kind of a bridge room, and I'm just going to avoid that room with spawning anything inside that room, okay? So for all the other ones, I'm just going to create 6 arrow components that are going to represent the spawn points, okay? So let me just copy and paste this 5 more times. Okay, so something like this: spawn point 2, spawn point 3, 4, 5, and 6. Now we need to go to our .cpp file, and we need to create the default sub-object for those components. So I'm just going to do something like this. I'm going to copy this and paste it here. So now we need to do for all the other ones. So let me just do something like this. So spawn point 2, 3, 4, 5, and 6. Here we need also to change the name. So something like this. And now those spawn point components we need to attach to our floor spawn points folder. Okay, so we need to get this spawn point 1, and we need to search for our setup attachment function. Okay, so I'm just going to attach it to floor spawn points folder, and we need to do that for the rest of our spawn points. Okay, so something like this. Okay, so and we did all the work that we have, so now we need to do the same process for all the other rooms. Okay, so I'm just going to copy all of these declarations of our spawn points, and now we need to do that for our dungeon room 2. So let me just copy all of this from the .cpp file, and for our dungeon room 2 we need to paste it like this. So let me just again copy this and do that for our dungeon room 3. Okay, so now we need to do the same process for our .cpp file. Okay, so the next one is dungeon room 4. Let me just first copy this. Okay. Now we need from the .cpp file, we need to copy and paste here in the dungeon room 4. Like I said, I'm going to avoid this dungeon room 5 with spawn points. If you don't want to do that, you don't need to. You can just create the spawn points, or you can create a less number of those spawn points. So the next thing that we need to do, we need to do the same process for our dungeon stairs room 1 and the elevator room. Okay, so let me just again copy this, and let me just paste it here, and from the .cpp file I'm just going to copy this. Okay, so and the next one is basically the elevator room. So let me just do below this elevator collision declaration. Okay, so dungeon stairs room 1.cpp, and let me just copy this and paste it here in the RB underscore dungeon elevator room.cpp. So basically we did all the work for now inside our code editor. We can now compile our code and launch our Unreal Engine, because now we need to adjust the location of our spawn points. Okay, and we need for each of our rooms we need to move those arrow components. So yeah, now let's open our content drawer, and one by one we need to basically adjust the position or location of our spawn points inside each of our rooms. Okay, so let's do that for our BP underscore dungeon 1 first. So let's open full blueprint editor. Let's go to viewport, and below the let me just see, below the floor spawn points folder you will see all of these children components. Okay, so those are arrow components. Okay, so let me just on the right side I'm just going to increase an arrow size to be 2. I'm going to basically rotate it to something like this, and let me just see. Okay, so something like this. It needs to be just on the ground. Okay, so you see that it is actually, and we are going to copy those location values. Okay, so let's click on our spawn point 2. Let me just increase our arrow size to 2. Let me paste the location, rotate it for 90 degrees. Okay, and move it somewhere. I think that this is a good place. Okay, so now let's do that for our spawn point 3. So actually arrow size needs to be 2.0. Let's paste our location, let's rotate it by 90 degrees, and let's move it somewhere. Okay, so I think this is a good place. So let's do that for our spawn point 4. Let's rotate it. Okay, so arrow size is 2. Let's do something like this. Okay, so the next one is spawn point 5. Arrow size 2. Location, let's paste just location, rotate it, and I think that I'm actually going to move it here. Okay, so and the last one is spawn point 6. So the arrow size will be 2. Let's paste the location values, and let's rotate it, and I'm going to move it. I think that this is actually a good place. Okay, so we have actually adjusted the location of our spawn points for our dungeon 1. Okay, so the next one is basically the dungeon room 2. So let's click on viewport. Let's click on our spawn point 1. Let's basically increase an arrow size. Let's paste the location. Let's rotate it. And I'm going to move it here. Okay, so let's copy those location values. Now let's do that for our spawn point 2. Let's basically paste the location values. Let's rotate it, and let's just increase an arrow size to be 2.0. And I think that I'm going to move it here. Okay, so this is a good place. Now the next one is spawn point 3. Let's just paste the location values. Let me just rotate it. Okay, so like always we need to rotate it. Okay, so let's click on spawn point 4. Let's paste the location values, so let's rotate it. But okay, so I noticed that I didn't increase the arrow size of my spawn point 3. Okay, so let's click on our spawn point 4. let's increase an arrow size and let's move it, I don't know, maybe somewhere in the center. Okay, so let's click on the spawn point 5. Let's okay, so the same process, arrow size 2.0. Let's paste here and let's just rotate it by 90 degrees. Okay, so the last one is the spawn point 6. So let me just paste those location values and let's rotate it. Okay, so basically arrow size is 2.0 and I'm going to move it here. Okay, so I hope you get the point what we are doing here. The same process for all the other ones. So basically, let me just click on spawn point 1, let me paste it, something like this. Okay, let me just increase my arrow size, and I think that I'm actually going to speed up this video because I have already showed you what I have did with the previous 2 rooms. So I'm just going to speed up this video, and then you will see also the process of creating or adjusting the location of spawn points for all the other rooms. So yeah, let's do that right now. And I have finally finished basically I have finally adjusted all of those spawn points. So um, as you saw for this second floor rooms, I have added some of the spawn points to be here on the second floor. Okay, so for this I just need to increase an arrow size to be 2.0. So some of the spawn points are on the first floor and some of the spawn points are on the second floor. So don't forget to compile and save for each room that you have added. And now the next thing that we need to do, we need to create classes for the coin and treasure chest. So we need to create a C++ classes, and then we are going to create a blueprint based classes that we are going later to spawn inside our dungeon. Okay, so let's open our content drawer and let's click on our C++ classes folder. Okay, so let's open this folder right here, and here right click, we need to click on the new C++ class. That is going to be an actor. We need to click on next, and I think that this one I'm just going to call something like coin base, or okay, so just coin base. And let's click on create class. So let's wait a little bit. Okay, so the next one is basically a class for our treasure chest. So let's right click, then new C++ class. Let's select actor. Let's click on next, and let's call this something like treasure chest base. Okay, so let's just click on create class. Okay, and now let's click, let's just close this window. Let's go to our Visual Studio or any code editor that you're using. Let's click here on the reload all, and there are a few things that we need to do in order to create our coin and treasure chests that are going to be spawned. So let me just first do this. So let me just delete those comments, move this below the first public and delete this second public, and let's do that for our treasure chest .header file too. So just delete those comments, delete this second public, and move this below the this public right here. Okay, so not that. And okay, so we need to basically is to go back to our coinbase.header file, and here we need to declare two new variables. Okay, so both of those variables will have the same specifiers. The first one will be visible anywhere, and the second one will be a category, and we are just going to put it inside the components category. The first one will be a type of useStaticMesh component, and I'm just going to name it something like coin. You can give it some other name. That's on you. And the second one will be actually a box component or box collision component. I think that I don't need to explain it because I have already previously explained what is that box component. Okay, so here we need to type a box component, but before doing anything we need to include that class because identifier uBox component is undefined. So we just need to above this u class we need to type class and then uBox component. Okay, and we are just going to name it something like coin collision. Okay. And I think that that's it for our .header file of our Coinbase. Now let's go to .cpp file, and here inside the constructor of our file we need to create a default subobjects for those two components. Okay, so let's type coin equals create a default subobject, and then let's greater. Between them we need to pass in the class of an variable or component that we are creating, and we just need to pass in a name. So I'm just going to name it coin, and we need to do that for our coin collision component. Okay, so something like this, and here we need a uBox component class, and I'm just going to name it. I'm just going to copy this coin collision name of our variable and paste it here. And the next thing that we need to do, I'm just going to make my coin to be the root component of our class. Okay, so we need to search for setup attachment function, and inside that setup attachment, like I said, we are going to put it to be a root component of our class. And the next thing that we are going to do, I think that actually we don't need to do that, but yeah, we are actually going to do. So we are going to make this coin collision component to be a child component of our coin. But we are not getting any suggestions for our coin collision because we need to include from the components folder. From the components folder we need to include box component, and now we are going to get all the suggestions for our coin collision component. So let's put it to be a child component of our coin component. And let me take a look at my second project. I think that that's it for now for our Coinbase. Okay, so I have actually forgot one thing to do. So we need to go back to our Coinbase.header, and we actually need to declare another variable. So that variable will be rotating movement component, and don't worry about that, guys. I'm just going later to explain you what it is going to do. So we are just going to copy those specifiers, and we need here to type u rotating movement component. Okay, so we are just going to name it rotating movement component. But we need to include that class because that's undefined. So here we need to type class and then u rotating movement component. And if you want to learn more about that class, you can just hover on it, and here click on this search online, and then it will basically take you to the search of this class right here on the web. And I think that the first link will be basically a documentation of that class, so you can learn more about that class. Okay, so we just need to now create a default sub-object for that rotating movement component. So rotating movement component equals create default sub-object u rotating movement component. So because that is a class that basically we are using for this component right here, and we are just going to name it something like rotating underscore movement underscore component. And here I'm just going to name this coin underscore collision, semicolon on the end. Don't forget that is a very important thing. Basically we need to include this rotating movement component. So here on the top we need to type hashtag include, and from the game framework we need to search for a rotating movement component. And now we are going to avoid the error that we could get if we didn't do this. Okay, I think that for our Coinbase this is all that we had to do. Now let's go to our treasure chest base.header, and here we don't have actually much work to do. We just need to declare one variable that will have the same specifiers like our variables that we have declared inside our Coinbase. So we're going to put it inside the components category, and it will be just a uStatic mesh component, and I'm just going to name it something like chest. And I think that that's it. Now we need to go to our .cpp file, and inside our constructor we need to, for that chest component, we need to create a default sub-object. So over here we need to type uStatic mesh component, and we are just going to name it chest. Okay, so chest, and we are going to make that chest component to be the root component of our class. So root component, and semicolon on the end. Don't forget that. And let me just take a look at my second project, because I need to see if I accidentally left out something, and I didn't actually. So now I think that we can just compile our code, and we can launch our Unreal Engine, because we need to create a blueprint child-based classes. And also I want to show you what we have did with all of this. Okay, so like I said, now we need to create blueprint classes from those two C++ classes. Okay, so let's do that first for our Coinbase C++ class. So right click on it, create a blueprint class, and let's store it inside pdg underscore files. and I'm going to name it something like BP_coin. You can give it some other name. And actually, I have just noticed one thing that I have did wrong. Basically, one mistake that I have did. Here we don't need our box collision, but we need a sphere collision, so don't worry about that. We're going to fix that in a moment. Let's close this BP_coin for now. And now we need to create a blueprint class from our treasure chest base C++ class. So let's right click on it and click on create blueprint class. Let's store it inside pdg_files folder, and I'm just going to name it something like bp_treasure chest. So just click on create treasure chest base class. And now let's fix that thing that I have mentioned. Here just click on save selected. So here instead of ubox component, we need to include the uSphere component, and here we need to change from a ubox component to uSphere component class, and the only change that we need to do is in .cpp file of our Coinbase class. Just here we need to switch from ubox component to uSphere component, and here we need to include sphere component instead of component, and the red line will hopefully disappear. Let's just now compile our code, and after that let's launch our Unreal Engine. Now basically let's see what we have did with our BP_coin blueprint class. So let's just open it, and let's open full blueprint editor. Let's go to viewport, and yeah, you will see that now we have this sphere collision component. So now let's click on our coin static mesh component, and on the right side in the details panel from the drop down menu on static mesh we need to search for something that is going to represent our coin. I'm going to do something, I'm going to choose something like this controller rig circle solid, and let me just see. I think that I can increase the thickness and I can rotate it. Okay, so something like this. I'm just going to decrease its size. Okay, so a little bit. I think that this is pretty alright. Let's compile it and save it, and let's search for some material. Okay, so I think that this is alright. So this yellow material that is going to represent our coin. Okay, so this velocity. Okay, so I think that this is better. The one thing that we need to do, we need to increase our size of our coin collision component, but if you click on it you will see that on the right side in the details panel we don't have any options to do that, so we need to do that throughout the C++ code. Okay, so don't worry about that, we are going to do that in a moment. Now let's close it. Let's open our BP_treasure chest. Let's open full blueprint editor. Let's go to viewport, and here we just need to find something that is going to represent our chest. I'm going to search for SM cube, and guys, you can basically find some static meshes that are going to be for your coin and your chest or whatever you want to spawn. So just find static meshes for your project and import them. And I'm going to do something like this. So I'm just going to increase its size. And I'm going to compile it and save it. Can we change materials? I want to change it to be something like, I don't know, maybe I would just search for basic. Okay, so I'm going to set this basic template material. Okay, so I think that this is pretty alright. Like I said, this is going to represent some kind of chest. So try to imagine that this is a chest. Like I said, again, you can import your own static meshes that are going to represent your chest. So let's save it and let's close it. Now I just want to see. I just want to see what our blueprint looks like, and let me just drag my coin. Okay, so maybe we can increase its size. So let me just check out if our chest is too big or not. I'm going to do something like this, and I'm going to actually begin the simulation, and it is actually, we need to decrease its size. So let's stop the simulation, let's delete it from our environment, and let's open our BP underscore treasure chest. So let's go to our viewport, and let's just decrease its size. So I think that this is going to be pretty alright. Okay, so let's compile. Let's again drag our chest to the environment. Okay, so something like this, and also let me see, where is my coin. We are just going to drag it over here because I want to see how big is our coin. Let's again begin the simulation. Okay, so let me just see from the selected viewport how big it is. Okay, so coin is actually pretty alright, okay, so we need to decrease our chest again, and maybe let's increase the size of our coin. So this is a little bit of boring process, but still we need to do that. Sorry about that, guys. Okay, so let's do something like this. Let's compile it and save it, and let's decrease the size of our treasure chest. So okay, so now let's close it, and I think that this is actually pretty fine. You can play with those options, and you can adjust your own options that are best for you. The next thing that we need to do, we basically need to do a few things actually inside our Visual Studio, or actually code editor. So let's basically close our Unreal Engine and go to our code editor. The first thing that we are going to do, we are basically going to increase a size of our coin collision. So let's get this coin collision, and let's type minus greater. Let's get a function that is called init sphere radius. Okay, so that is a function that is setting the sphere radius. Okay, I'm going to type something like I don't know, maybe 100. I think that that is going to be pretty alright. And the next thing that we need to do, we need to go to our dungeon generator .header file. So let me see where it is. Okay, so there it is, dungeon generator .header, and here we need to declare two new t subclass of variables. So we are going to copy this, and from the drop down menu we are going to choose which rooms, which blueprint classes are we going to spawn. Okay, so here I'm just going to type a what is the name of our class? So let me just see, a coin base, and that will be our coin class. And here we are going to rename it to chest class, and this will be a what I have called it. Okay, so a treasure chest base, and we need to include those to import those two classes. So first one is a coin base, and the second one is a treasure chest base. Okay, so class a treasure chest base, and now the red line will disappear. We are going just to move them to the separate categories. So this will be coin to be spawned coins to be spawned, and the second one is chests to be spawned. So that will be our categories, and let me just see what is the next thing. Actually now we can compile our code and launch our Unreal Engine again. Now if I basically click on my dungeon generator, you will see on the right side that we have two new drop-down menus where we can choose what blueprint classes are we going to spawn. So for the coin class, we are going to choose BP underscore coin, and from the chest for the chest class actually we are going to choose BP underscore treasure chest. So and now actually let's go to our BP underscore coin. Let's open it and let's see if we have increased the sphere radius, and we have actually did. So you see now that our sphere collision is bigger, and that is something that we wanted. So now let's close our BP underscore coin blueprint class, and now finally we can use those arrow components that we have set up for our floor spawn points to spawn those classes. So BP underscore coin and BP underscore treasure chest. So let's close our Unreal Engine. Let's click on Save Selected. Let's basically do the first thing that we need, and that is to declare two new variables. Okay, so the first one will be coin, or actually amount of the coins that we are going to spawn inside our dungeon, and amount of the chests that we want to spawn inside our dungeons. And by some standard we are going to basically spawn the smaller amount of chests inside our dungeon, so later we can basically set to spawn 15 coins and 5 chests. So actually that's on you, so you can do whatever you want with that, but no more talking. Let's just declare these two variables. So below this room amount we are going to copy this declaration of our room amount, because we are going to have the same specifiers, and we are going to put it inside the same category as our room amount variable. And we the first one we are going to name something like coin amount, and the second one will be chest amount. And it's very important to be an edit anywhere. So now we need to go to our dungeon generator, or actually we need to go back to our .header file, because we need to declare two new functions. Okay, so we need to declare a function for spawning the coins, and we need to declare another variable for spawning chests. So basically let's just create a definition for these two functions. Okay, and this is not actually a good place for that function. I'm just going to move it down here, and we need to do the same thing for our spawn chests function. Okay, so let's just create a definition, and basically let me take a look at my other project, what we need to do. So before writing anything inside these two functions, we need to actually declare two new things inside our .header file of our dungeon generator. So those will be two arrays that are going we are going to spawn those floor spawn points components, and the one will be for our starter room, and the second one will be for every latest room and after that we are going to append the one array to the other one, and in that one array we are going to have all the floor spawn points, okay, and we later can use them to spawn those coins and the chests. So below these two declarations of the arrays, we need to type t array, and it is going to be a type of using component, and the first one will be starter room spawn points, and the second one will be a latest room spawn points, latest room spawn points. So we need to go back to our .cpp file, and we need to go to a function that is called spawn starter room, and we need to get this spawn starter room. We need a little bit of space, and we need to search for a folder that is called floor spawn points, okay, but we are not actually getting any suggestions for that folder, so I assume that that is because inside our room-base.header we have declared that below the protected, and yeah, basically that's the thing. So we need to put it below the public, and let's go to our dungeon generator.cpp, and now let's search for our floor spawn points, and yeah, there it is. So now we need from that floor spawn points, we need to get a function that is called get children components. So the first we need to type false, because we do not want any descendants, because actually that is a thing about getting all the childrens of that component, so not just children, but grandchildren and etc. So we actually don't have any grandchildrens, and anyway, we are going to here type false, and the array where we are going to put those children components will be just a spawn, or actually not spawn, but starter room spawn points, and now basically we need to, let me just see where we are going to do that. We are going to do it above this calling of our removing overlap rooms function. So we need to do the same thing. We are just going to copy this line of code, but we need to do that for our latest spawned room. So that is this right here, and now we just need to here below this we need to actually here we need to put those children components inside a latest room spawn points, and now we are going to those starter points we are going to append this latest room spawn points array to. Okay, so let's just get a function that is called append, and we are going to pass in this latest room spawn points. So basically we are appending this latest room spawn points array to our starter room spawn points, and actually maybe we can just remove this starter room and here also, and we can just give to our array a little bit of a different name, so just spawn points. It is actually a general name for our all of our spawn points. And now I think that now we can go to our two functions. Okay, so spawn coins and spawn chests. The first thing that we are going to check if our coin amount is greater than 0, because each time whenever we are calling these spawn coins, so we are just going to set our coin amount to be decreased by 1. Okay, so and in that way we are going to basically know how much coins we are going to call. Okay, so if we have for example 15 coins, and every time when we call this spawn coins function we are going to basically check if our coin amount, for example now 15, is greater than 0. Okay, yeah, it is actually, it is true. We are going to decrease it. Now it will be 14, and it will go just all the way to the 0. And whenever we are checking 0 is greater than 0, it will give us false. Okay, so I hope you get the point. If you don't, please reach to us now throughout our Discord server, or basically you can write a comment down below this video, and our team is going to help you. So sorry about much talking. I'm just trying to explain this as much as I can. And the next thing that we need to do, we just need to declare a new variable that will be a type of using component, and that variable we are just going to name it something like selected spawn point. Okay, so that is basically a selected spawn point where we are going to at that moment to spawn a coin or a chest. Okay, so now the next thing that we are going to do, we are just going to copy these two lines of code, okay, where we are just getting the index, random index from our random stream, and okay, so getting the basically that selected spawn point. Okay, so we are going to initialize this selected spawn point. So I'm just going to paste them, and I'm going to name this something like spawn point index, and here we just need to basically we need to get the spawn points array, because we want the length of our spawn points array -1. I have already explained this before, but yeah, I'm just going to explain again. We are actually getting the random index throughout our random stream. That is actually a generator that is generating a bunch of random numbers. Okay, so we are using the range function that is getting us some kind of a number between the minimum and the maximum value. Okay, so in this situation the minimum value is 0, and the maximum value is the length of our spawn points array -1. Okay, and basically here we just need to here instead of an exit, so we need spawn points, and here instead of exit index, so we need to pass in spawn point index, and each time we are going to get that selected exit point, where we are going to basically spawn coin or chest, but in this situation we are building a logic for our spawn coins function, and in this situation it will just spawn coins. Okay, but we are going to do everything the same for our spawn chests function. So yeah, the next thing that we need to do, we need to basically spawn that coin, and I'm just going to copy this line of code, or actually yeah, that is actually that line of code, and I'm going to paste it. I'm just going to here declare a new variable that will be a pickable coin, not an a pickable coin. I'm just looking at my other project, because my other project is having a different name of the classes. Okay, so in this situation we need to use a coin base, and I'm going to name it something like latest coin spawn. And actually we just need to, let me just see, we don't need to we just need to spawn our coin. Okay, so coin class, we don't need to get a random value like we did here, because we are actually spawning something random from our array that is called the rooms to be spawned. Okay, so I was confused for about 2 to 3 seconds, sorry about that. And here we just need to paste a coin base function, not function but class, Now we just need to get this latest coin spawn, and we need to set actor location. Why we are not getting any suggestions for any functions from our latest coin spawn? That is because we need to include our coin base. So let's just include our coin base, and let's along with that coin base, let's include our treasure chest base. And okay, so now hopefully we are going to get suggestions for our set actor location function, and yeah, we are actually getting it now from the selected here. We just need to actually initialize the selected exit spawn point, selected spawn point, not selected exit. I'm sorry about sorry guys about my mistalking. My mouth is just working faster than my brain. Sorry about that. So here we just need to initialize this variable right here that we have declared, and we need to get that selected spawn point, and we need to get a function that is called get component location. So and the one thing that we are going to do, we just need to add it to an f vector value that is going to have just the z value. It will be something like 100. Okay, so it will be in the air. So what I want to say by this, I just want to move it a little bit up, so it will be in the air. Okay, and the one thing that we need to do, we just want from the spawn points array, we just want to remove this selected spawn point, because we do not want to spawn anything on that selected spawn point. Yeah, okay, so I have said many things in a short period of time. Please guys, if anything is unclear, feel free to reach to us now throughout our Discord server. The link is down in the description, or basically just reach to us throughout our comments, and our team is going to help you. And okay, so let's now do the work for our spawn chests function. Like I said, it will have pretty same work. It will be the pretty same work. We are just going to paste it. Here we are going to check if the chest amount is greater than 0, and we are going to set the chest amount to be decreased by 1 each time whenever we are calling our spawn chest, and whenever we are filling the condition right here. Let me see. Here we just need to spawn a treasure chest. Not that, but chest class, I think. Okay, so it is called actually a chest class. It is this variable right here, where from the drop down menu inside our Unreal editor we are choosing what blueprint we want to spawn. Here we need to change a class that will be a treasure chest base, and also here we are going to rename this variable to be latest chest spawn, and here we just need to change this. So we are actually setting location for our latest chest spawn variable. Okay, but what we want to do here, we just want to delete this plus f vector, and then adding to this value the z value. Okay, because we want a normal behavior where chests are spawning, where chests inside our dungeon are spawning on the ground. Yeah, I hope you get the point. And now basically what we are going to do, we now need to call these two functions, and we are going to do that inside the begin play. So we are going to do below this spawn the next room function. So we need to basically do a for loop for each loop actually, and we need to check how much elements we have inside our spawn points array. And for that number of our spawn points array, for that number we are going to call our spawn coins and spawn chests function. So we just, like I said, we are going to do a for each loop throughout our spawn points array. So let's type using component, and I'm going to here type element. This element right here will represent each element inside our spawn points array. Okay, so let's loop throughout our spawn points array, and now we need to call these two functions. So the first one is spawn coins, and the second one is spawn chests. Okay, and finally, I think that now we can test it out. We can basically just compile our code and launch our Unreal Engine. So here we are inside our Unreal editor, and now if I click on my dungeon generator, on the right side in the details panel you will see these two, so coin amount and the chest amount inside our dungeon info category. And if I want to spawn, for example, I don't know, maybe 20 coins and 5 chests, now I think that there will be actually 20 coins and 5 chests inside our dungeon. So let me just click on these 3 dots and click on simulate. And let's see what we have did here. So I think that we have actually spawned our coins and our chests on the right side. Let me just see. As you see, we have actually did, but I wanted to check if we have spawned the exact number that we have set up here in the details panel. Okay, so 0 to 90, yes, we actually did. And what is the situation about chests? Treasure chest, okay, 0 to 4. So yeah, we have actually spawned a 5 chest, and we have actually succeeded with spawning. But the one thing that I have noticed is that our chests are not spawning right, so those chests needs to be here. And not in the ground like this. So I think that I'm just going to stop the simulation and basically go to my code editor. Here, whenever we are spawning the chest, we are actually going to add this f vector to our component location of our selected spawn point. So I think that that is going to fix our bad behavior of spawning the chests. And now let's go to Unreal editor, and let's compile our code throughout this live coding button. So okay, let me just compile it again. Live coding has succeeded, but let me check something first. Okay, so I didn't save my dungeon generator.cpp. We need to do that by clicking Ctrl S, okay, on our keyboard, and we need to go now again inside our Unreal editor and click on live coding button. And now we are going to get this successfully linked patch. Okay, so that means that actually our live coding has succeeded. Yeah, and now let's test it out. Our chests are actually getting spawned a little bit above the ground. So okay, let's go back to our code editor. Let's basically add to the z value of our component location of our selected spawn point about 80. Okay, so let's save it, and let's again go to our Unreal Engine. Let's again compile our code throughout live coding, and now I think that finally our chests are going to be spawned correctly. now if I basically begin the simulation, yeah, actually our chests are getting spawned correctly. You see that they are getting spawned, our coins are getting spawned. So basically I have noticed that my coins are not getting rotated, but if I click on these three dots and click on selected viewport, um, still our coins are not going to rotate. And why I'm saying that it needs to rotate, that is because that we have previously created this rotating movement component. Okay, so basically that rotating movement component is basically that rotating movement component is performing the continuously rotating movement. Okay, so it will just rotate and rotate, but for some reason our blueprint is not rotating. I don't know why actually. Um, uh, okay, so let me just see. Okay, guys, so I have basically noticed one thing, that it is actually rotating, but in the wrong direction. So the one thing that we need to do, we just need to open our BP_coin. We need to click on our rotating movement component, and here we need to just pass in 0, and for this first value of our rotation rate we need to type 180. So let's just compile and save, and let's see what we have did. And yeah, it is actually rotating. So basically we have made this behavior to rotate by itself, and like I said actually earlier that I'm going to explain what is this rotating movement component, but like I said, it performs the continuously rotating movement. So yeah, like you saw. Um, and the last thing that we are going to do, we are just going to click on BP_coin self. We are going to search for tag, and we are going to add it to have a tag that will be interactable coin. Okay, so interactable coin, I'm going to paste it, and we just need to compile it and save it. And now I will just close my Unreal Engine, and now if I just go to my character class, I just need to find it, and yeah, this pdg character.cpp. Here I'm just going to search for that tag, but let me just see. We are not going to do that inside our on-end overlap. Okay, so we need to do that inside on-begin overlap, and we are going to search if our actor that we are overlapping with has a tag interactable coin. Okay, so in this situation it will be every coin that we are triggering, that we want to pick up, and now we need to cast to our A coin base that I assume that is not included, and yeah, that is not. So let's just include by typing hashtag include A coin base, A coin base dot header. Okay, so not A coin base but just coin base dot header, and now the red line will disappear. So we can just search for a function that is called destroy. But I think that actually we even don't need this cast. We can just get an other actor. And just from that other actor we can get the destroy function. So yeah, actually we can do that in that way. So that means that actually we don't need this included right here. Sorry about that, guys. My bad. So I just tested it out, and it works pretty fine with just getting the destroy function of our other actor. And now if I compile my code and just launch my Unreal Engine, you will see that now whenever we want to pick up coin, it will destroy itself, and we will get the basically uh, some kind of picking up logic. Okay, so we are just not going to store it anywhere. So actually not that, but we are going to stop the simulation. Click on these three dots and click on this selected viewport. And okay, so here is a chest. It is actually too big, but never mind. You can just decrease its size to be something more natural. And now if I try to pick up this coin, you will see that it will actually disappear. So yeah guys, we have succeeded with implementing the logic of spawning the coins and the chests inside our dungeon. And I know guys that some things I don't know to explain very well, so yeah, that's the reason why in some situation why I'm talking too much. I'm just trying to explain some things as much as I can, but if those things are still not very clear to you, you can join to our Discord server and basically send us a message about the problem that you're having. Okay guys, so basically that will be it for this part. We are long enough, and yeah, we have did all the work that we had for this part, and basically don't forget to like, don't forget to subscribe, and the most important thing, if anything is unclear, feel free to reach to us and our team is going to help you. So see you in the next part.